Hey everyone, this is Cathy from intimacydojo.com here with Allison Moon from lesbianwerewolves.com. And we're asking Allison, what is a lesbian werewolf?
Well, when a werewolf loves a werewolf very, very much. So, Lesbian Werewolves, I wrote a novel about them.
It's a great book.
Thank you. Yeah. I'm glad you liked it. It's called Lunatic Fringe. The sequel is coming out in the springtime.
Yeah, I can't wait.
I'm excited too. So Lesbian Werewolf, the idea came for the book because I got into an argument with this really, I'm just gonna call him a douchebag. I'm just gonna say it.
That's a polite term.
Yeah, that's the polite term. He was kind of arguing with me that, werewolves can't be female because who wants to watch a movie or read a book about a hairy, aggressive woman?
Oh.
And I'm just like, it was just it's such a sexist thing to assume and say, and I'm like, okay, so, women are mammals. We actually do naturally grow hair. So I'm like, okay, so this is obviously steeped in his gender issues. But, so when I started following this thing, I'm like, I actually think that women are very naturally werewolves. I mean, who else changes moods with the moon, right?
That's actually a really good point.
Right. So, once a month, we all go a little bit crazy to our own degrees. But this was it was kind of a funny ha-ha moment, but I'm like, actually, I queer-identified woman, and in college, I had very tight lesbian community. After college, same thing. It's like, we run in packs, and we buck traditional gender roles. A lot of us do grow our body hair out, and a lot of us, cut our hair and don't really care what men have to think about the way that we present ourselves to the world because we're not trying to impress them. And I started kind of following this thread. I'm like, I think lesbian werewolves are actually a thing.
Yeah. So you created it.
Yeah, so I created a story, a kind of, not really a parable, but a story in which, my main character starts to fall into a community of these, hairy, aggressive women. And what that means for her in terms of her whole world, and how that changes her identity as she kind of starts to find community within that.
Yeah.
Lesbian werewolves are bucking gender roles all over the place and having a lot of fun at the same time.
There's lots of twists and turns and some very erotic storyline in there.
There is. I actually have 3. I think there are 3 sex scenes.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
They were very, very hot.
You approve?
Yes, I do.
Well, that was one of the things that I wanted to have lesbian sex in the book in a way that was very authentic and very intimate. I mean, there's a very intense scene. That's the latter sex scene, and it's an intense act that they engage in. But I wanted to talk about the intimacy between these two women, and for us, the act that I'm talking about is fisting. For many people in general, but many queer women, that is the ultimate intimate connection with somebody, is having your whole hand inside somebody. And so I wanted to talk about that from a very tender, loving place, because we all see it in kind of this kind of hyper-sexualized, very kind of scary aggro place a lot of times in pornography and whatnot. But, I think for a lot of us, it can be this intensely connecting, tender moment. And I think it's really beautiful to talk about that from the perspective of a character who's receiving that and feeling the love that comes with it as well.
Yeah. No, it's a beautiful book. I encourage you to check it out.
Thanks.
It's very fun.
Lunatic Fringe.
Yes. Leave comments below. We'd love to hear what you think.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks, Allison.
Yay!